Hello there, people. I hope you're all having a good time today, and welcome to the 11th Minecraft episode of mine. As I said the last time, this episode is gonna be a little bit different, a little bit of a special episode, actually. And this whole episode will actually be pre-recorded, with the sound, I mean. So right now I am just sitting here watching the desktop speaking. So yeah, hopefully I'm right now making an enchantment table or something. I don't really know what I'm gonna do in this episode gameplay wise. So we'll see. But as I said, this is a bit of a special episode. And the big subject today is communities. And just how to fix the lack of a sense of belonging and security in your own homeland. So what this all started with, or what the thing that actually got me thinking of community and all that, is actually an anime series. I was watching Naruto a long time ago. Trying to catch up with the latest episode and all that stuff. And there was a couple of episodes where he was fighting a very special guy. And it got me thinking, because he asked how are you gonna fix the hate of this world? How can you possibly make people stop hating? Because if for example you are raised in a country where they teach you, your parents teach you from childbirth to actually hate someone else for something that they did centuries ago, how do you stop that kind of hate? It's kind of I don't know if it's actually possible. I've been thinking a lot about how to achieve world peace overall. And that's what that episode got me thinking of, or those episodes. There were quite a few. And on the question, is it possible? Well, if no one believes that it is possible, then it's never gonna happen. Everything that has been like a drastic change or a major change in humanity's history has come from people who really wanted something or really believed in something. So I was watching this series while I was living in Stockholm, and then at that time I really didn't know where I didn't have a single idea on how to fix this or how to change the world in that way, how to even get started. Saved. But then as I was wondering about this, I decided to move back home to my little hometown. It's very little, at least compared to Stockholm. It's not that small. There's about 40,000 people living here. And anyway, I got started at this school, and this school gave me ideas like right away, because this school is a little bit different from usual schools. It focuses a lot on the social part of you as a human being, getting to know everyone else. The first couple of weeks we had like tons of activities about getting to know each other, both the teachers and students. And I don't know, that just made me realize, like, in a normal school at this point, I wouldn't know most of them, and that makes me go around wondering, like, okay, so who's that weird guy over there? And maybe I'm just getting bad impressions and all of that. But then eventually, when I would start talking to this person, I would really like the guy, even if I thought badly of him before. And that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. It's like, this is what countries and like all kinds of places should focus on more than even places of workplaces, you know, like getting to know each other is like a really important part. It makes everyone like each other. It makes you understand the other person, and you don't have all these thoughts about him before you know anything. You judge him before you know him, or her, of course. And I also wanted to talk a little about the individualism in the world right now. And for those of you that don't know what that is individualism is all about respecting each individual and making sure that every normal person basically can become whatever he or she wants in life. And that is absolutely awesome. That is a great idea. But the dreams part of this is, it has a big con. And this is why I wanted to discuss it, because it has to do with community and the social parts of society too. Because what that actually makes you do is that it encourages you to follow your own ambitions and dreams, which is a good thing, but it is also a bad thing because you start thinking so much about yourself. You have to go around doing everything for yourself, and you kind of, everything is focusing on your dreams, not the people around you. They're just like they are kind of like just people that they come and go in your life, people. And that's kind of like what they become. It's not that important to you what those people, where they are gonna end up and everything. And that is the point of this, like, there's too little love in the world and too much selfishness. But of course, selfishness is also, being unselfish is also a part of being selfish in a way. But I'm not gonna go into that. But this is something that I saw clearer than ever before after moving back from Stockholm to my little home city. Because unlike Stockholm, which is a business city, a place where people come to become something, to make something of themselves, it's like the utopia of individualism. Around here, it's much more of taking care of each other, just because it's a smaller city. Getting to know everyone is really important. It's more about having contacts, which of course is not that good either, because you can get jobs through people you know. Even when people who are more competent should have gotten the job. That is a different story, but I would much rather have that kind of society than a society where all people care about is themselves. So, and even around here, the other day I heard some guy saying the only one you can really trust is yourself. And that is just such an imported ideal from the big city. The actual problem here isn't that no one is completely trustworthy, because believe me, they are, if you just give them a chance. Because the problem is that no one believes that they are. If you don't believe in other people, then they won't believe in you, and that's just gonna be an evil circle of lack of trust in this society. And that's just what I don't want. That's the point of this video, partially. Like, if no one ever trusted anyone with anything important, everyone would just lock their own thoughts and dreams and problems inside, and we'll move into the greatest period of depression ever in history. And everyone will just think of themselves. So all I'm saying is believe in people and think well of them, and it wouldn't look like it does today. Dare yourself to believe in others. Maybe you'll be surprised, or maybe this world is already too far down the drain, so to speak. But of course that is no reason to give up. Treat others like you want to be treated, and just get it through their thick skulls. Brainwash everyone with that sentence, because no matter what religion you come from, treat others like you want to be treated. That is like the best goddamn saying ever, because it is so true. And today people are so, they really of course I just gotta make it clear that of course I'm talking a lot from my own experiences. It doesn't have to be the same way around where you are, but I'm just saying that around here people have made it kind of a habit, made a habit out of not trusting people because it might drag them down. But anyway, another thing that I really wanted to talk about is immigration a little bit, actually. Because here in Sweden, we have such a great example for a broken country when it comes to feeling safe and at home. Now, what I might say, it might sound a little bit like racism, but I want you to listen closely, because that is not what I want you to think. This is not at all racism. I really want everyone to be a part of everything. I don't care where you come from or what religion or which sexuality or whatever. That's not the important part. But anyway, what I wanted to say is that in Sweden, immigration is a huge issue on many levels. But of course today I'm just talking about community, so I'm gonna stick to that. It is not the immigrants themselves that are the problem. It is the way that Sweden handles them. For example, we stick hundreds or thousands of immigrants in one place. There are a couple of such places around Sweden. And I guess that the point of this is that they don't have to feel alone or something. I don't know what other reasons there could be for sticking everyone in one place. But, and I guess that's a great thing, that they don't have to feel alone, I mean. But in reality, this actually leads to two things that, well, they kind of destroy the foundation of society, in a way. But first of all, they don't get to learn the Swedish culture, language, or ways at all. You just the Swedish government basically just stick them in one place and hope that they have a better time here than in their home country. And believe me, they do. They really do. That's not the point here, but by doing this, they stick to their past beliefs, which there's nothing wrong with that. But they don't get to learn about us. They don't understand us, and we don't understand them. And also Sweden, or actually the Swedish government, wants everyone to be accepted, which is also a good thing. But it kind of feels like very often that things are hidden in media to not show how much criminality that has come into the country since they arrived here. But that is maybe just, I've heard of a lot of things like this happening, but I am not sure if that is actually going on. I haven't been looking it up myself that much. But there's so much, you don't at all understand each other. There's just rumors. Rumors are the most effective when you don't know who the people that the rumors are talking about. But anyway, in Sweden, they're so desperate to create this utopia for everyone that they even changed the law so that the immigrants don't feel disrespected, which is a great thing, or it sounds great, but they actually have made it so that we can't have our graduation days in Christian churches anymore. And I think that that is pretty childish. It's like if like 1,000 people moved to Iraq, do you think that they would change the rules so that their graduation days, if people, I don't know about how poor that country is. I don't know very much about it actually, but if they go to school, would they change where they have their graduation days? No, they wouldn't. That's just so stupid. If people don't, it's like if people don't want to go to the graduation days because it offends your religion, well then don't go. It's not that much of a big deal. It's just a day with just sitting there listening to people sing, basically. At least that's what it's like in Sweden. So I don't know. I just think that that's pretty childish. Not to mention that we are not allowed to eat certain meat in our schools right now because they can't, according to their religion. And once again, it's like vegetarians in Sweden, they have to order their food before or tell the school cafeteria or whatever that we don't want to eat meat. And then they don't get any meat in their food, which is a great thing, you know. But for these immigrants, we can't do that kind of thing, apparently. And the list with things that have changed that are completely retarded, according to me, just goes on and on. But I don't want to make that long of an episode, though, so I'll try to keep it a little bit short. But anyway, secondly, by placing them all in one place, the Swedish population don't really get to learn anything about them or their culture, which I mentioned previously. And so it scares many of us, those kind of areas. Because when you don't understand them and you hear all these rumors about them, it's like you get scared. You avoid that area just to make sure that you just don't feel safe around there. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about that really. But the point of all this is, as I said, for you to start believing in other people and the world around you. Not to mention that I want you to try and understand people before judging them. Not believing in rumors and everything is really important. This subject, of course, is really hard for me to just make it very brief, short. It is actually extremely hard. It's such a huge subject to discuss for me, but hopefully from these examples you understood and got my point. In the end, no matter how long I sit here and talk to you about it, it won't matter unless you actually care about it. That's what this is all about. All that I actually can really do for you is to make sure that you're aware of this, but maybe you don't even see it as a problem. Whereas I would prefer you hadn't thought of it before. And we'll start thinking about it now. Maybe from now on you will care much more about other people and take care of everyone. But no matter what, I hope that you enjoyed this episode and that I didn't bore you too much. But I hope you all have a great time. I love you all. Bye.